Have you ever felt like time is speeding up? Like January was just yesterday and somehow the year is already slipping away? You're not imagining things. There's actual science behind it. And once you understand it, everything changes. Here's the hard truth. Life is short. But most people only realize that when it's already too late. So the real question is, how do you make sure that's not your story? How do you use the little time you have in a way that actually matters? In this video, we're cutting through the noise. No empty motivation. Just straight talk, grounded in science, human experience, and the wisdom of those who've reached the end of life and looked back. You'll learn the 5 biggest regrets people have before they die, and more importantly, how to avoid them. You'll find out how to turn your time into something that pulls you forward instead of something that holds you back. If you've been feeling like you're just going through the motions, this might be your wake-up call. And if you're ready to turn your minutes into momentum, hit that subscribe button, right here on Zero to Wealth. Most people live like they've got unlimited time. We say things like, someday I'll travel, next year I'll start that business, or when things calm down, I'll spend more time with my family. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Someday isn't real. It's just a polite way of saying never. There's a psychological bias at play here, what researchers call the present bias. It makes us value immediate comfort over long-term fulfillment. That's why we scroll for hours, stay in jobs we hate, and delay what really matters. We live on autopilot because deep down, we believe we'll always have more time. But the math doesn't lie. If you're 30, you've already lived over 15,000 days. That's more than half the weekends you'll ever have. And yet, we treat time like it's on tap. Like we can always get more, until we can't. One of the most heartbreaking things you can hear from older people is this. I thought I had more time. Not more money, not more stuff, just time. It hits even harder when you realize how many people live for the future and miss the present. We wait for the perfect moment that never comes. We assume we'll feel more ready tomorrow. But readiness is a myth. Action is what creates clarity, not the other way around. You might think you're being responsible by postponing your dreams, but sometimes that's just fear in disguise. Fear of failure, fear of judgment. But if you knew your days were numbered, and they are, you'd probably spend today differently. Recognizing the illusion is the first step. Because once you truly feel that your time is limited, everything shifts. You start choosing people, projects, and passions that align with your future self. You stop postponing joy. And that one shift? It changes everything. When people are at the end of their lives, they don't talk about missed deadlines or skipped meetings. What comes up, again and again, are regrets. Real, raw regrets about the things they didn't do and the lives they didn't live. Bronnie Ware, a palliative care nurse, spent years listening to the final reflections of her patients. And over time, 5 regrets kept showing up. Each one is a warning and a guide. The first regret? I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. So many people live on autopilot, chasing careers, degrees, or expectations that were never really theirs. They build lives that look good on paper, but feel hollow on the inside. And then one day, they wake up and realize they were never the main character in their own life. The second, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. This one hits especially hard for men, but it's not gender exclusive. People burn out, skip birthdays, ignore their bodies, all for jobs that replace them within weeks. Meanwhile, their kids grow up, their partners drift, and their passions gather dust in the corner. Third, I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. We avoid hard conversations. We suppress love, resentment, ambition, all to keep the peace or avoid vulnerability. But what's left unsaid often becomes a weight we carry for years. Emotional silence might feel safer, but it always costs more over time. Fourth, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Friendships are easy to neglect in adulthood. Life gets busy. But in the end, it's not the titles you held that matter. It's the laughter, support, and memories you shared with people who really saw you. And once those people are gone, you can't get that time back. And the fifth regret? I wish I had let myself be happier. This one is quietly devastating because it reveals a truth most people avoid. Happiness is often a choice, not something you earn, but something you allow. We wait for permission to feel joy, but no one's handing that out. None of these regrets are about fame, fortune, or recognition. They're about presence, integrity, connection, and joy. Which means you still have time to choose differently, to live intentionally, and to write a story you won't regret. So how do you actually spend your life wisely? It starts with a mindset shift. Time isn't something you manage. It's something you invest. And every day, you're either spending it on things that build you or things that break you. Start by defining what actually matters to you. Not what looks good on social media, not what impresses others, but what makes you feel alive. Joy, depth, freedom. Those are metrics that matter. If something drains your energy every day, it's costing you more than time. It's costing you your life. Next, protect your attention like it's your most valuable currency, because it is. Say no more often. Disconnect when you need to think. Choose who and what gets your energy with intention. Imagine if every notification on your phone came with a price tag. Would you still check it 100 times a day? Here's something most people miss. Experiences expand time. Novelty creates memory. So the more new things you do, travel, hobbies, deep conversations, the richer and longer your life feels. Monotony compresses time. That's why weeks of routine blur together, but one meaningful weekend can feel unforgettable. Don't wait for someday to feel alive. Create small moments now. Change your route home. Try a new food. Say yes to things that scare you a little. And then there's connection. Deep, human connection. Texting is fine, but it's no substitute for being truly present with someone. Eye contact, vulnerability, shared silence. These are the things that stretch a moment into something unforgettable. Invest in the people who make you feel seen. Rebuild old friendships. Initiate the call. Send the message. Also, rest is not optional. If you're constantly exhausted, even the best moments will feel numb. Rest doesn't mean laziness. It means recovery, solitude, play, time to breathe, reflect, and reset. Go outside, take naps, journal, get bored on purpose, and finally, act. Don't wait to feel ready. You won't. Courage shows up when you move, not before. Send the message, book the trip, start the project, apologize, forgive, laugh. Because your future self won't care how polished you were. They'll care that you tried. Living wisely isn't about cramming more into your schedule. It's about removing what doesn't matter so what does can shine. It's not about efficiency. It's about meaning. It's not about speed. It's about presence. Because at the end of the day, a life well spent isn't measured in hours. It's measured in moments that mattered. If this video made you pause, even for a second, to think about your life, that's not accidental. That's your future self knocking, reminding you that time is not infinite, that the way you're living today is shaping the story you'll look back on. The truth is, most people won't change. They'll nod, feel a spark, and go back to autopilot. But if you've made it this far, you're not most people. You're someone who's ready to live on purpose, not just drift. So here's your challenge. Take one action today, just one, that honors the life you actually want. Reach out to someone. Say no to something that doesn't serve you. Plan that thing you've been putting off. Doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real. If you feel stuck, remember this. Movement creates clarity. Small steps compound. Momentum builds. A meaningful life isn't built overnight. It's built one choice at a time. And every choice is a vote for the person you want to become. Let go of the idea that life has to look a certain way. Let go of perfection. Start messy. Start scared. But just start. And if this resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you care about. Because sometimes all it takes is one conversation to shift a life. One video. One moment of truth. You never know who needs to hear this today. Make sure to subscribe to Zero to Wealth because this is just the beginning. We're building a space where your time, your choices, and your freedom matter. Where real conversations lead to real change. And if this video helped you, even a little, hit that like button so it reaches more people like you. You only get one shot at this. Make it count. Not someday, not later. Today.